Right, well, basically what we're looking at today is getting old programs to run. Now eventually we'll get to the easy bit, you buy Emula and those things to run. So if you have a lot of really old programs, that's probably the way to go. And I just downloaded it this week, and it's £18. Doesn't do everything, but then again, how many programs you got that cost more than £18 you're trying to run? And I'll show you some of those a bit later on. So, just got a standard SD card at the moment, and let's see. Now, I don't know how this one will work. I don't know. There is a way of getting rid of that, isn't there? So you actually get the real thing. And it is. I think it sometimes appears by itself. So this one appears to work. This is from donkeys years ago. 1995, not too long ago. I think Steve Fryatt said there's a newer one somewhere else in one of the last year's magazines. So some things just work. So if you put in, let's pick something nice and easy, 2 meters, and calculate. For whatever reason, it decides on the yards to start off with. 6.564. If your calculator's that good, 0001. I bet the one's an error anyway. And who can measure that anyway? So some things just work. Some things just don't. Let's see if it's something. Oh no. See whether this one does. I wonder if it's seen Emula already since I've loaded it in. And what I might do is swap an SD card and run these on an older one that's definitely not got Emula in with it. Yeah, that's working. I prefer that calculator. I don't know if you've seen the new one. It's the SciCalc, which to me is just. It's gone into normal mode. Yeah, that's interesting. Didn't do that when I did it last. You rat guy. It's had everything on it. So that's possibly something you can set up. What is it? Change my scene calculator. No, it's gone into normal. Now it's good. I tried that earlier on this week and it had sine, cos, all the wacko functions.
You can't control from the menu.
You probably can. Yeah, it's why don't bother looking like that. Appearance.
Yeah, standard off range.
Oh, I see. That's right. Yeah. So, what shall we say? And see what really looks like. Well, there you go. Sure, scientific. Is it the replica? Who knows?
Quit it and rerun it, because that's startup setting.
Well, this is it. When have you started from there? Yeah, so if we just restart completely. So see, that's knowledge for you. See, it's too much on that, don't we?
Change the current settings.
That's right.
Take the menu over the current window.
Well, we're going to have the 30-second wait while it finds the internet. It's not there anymore. But I don't know what sort of programs people are thinking of running, like the utilities you've written yourself. The thing that seems to be the sticking point with a lot of them is all the screen modes and weirdo screen modes for games. And then some of them, and hopefully I can find one that I did earlier, because I did have some notes. I have to remind myself where they were. Some of them just have the filing path. Obviously, if you look at this now, it's SDFS, and I think it's SCSI it treats it as, whereas obviously if you've got something that's running ADFS, looking for something on that filing system, it's never going to find it, is it? So, have a look at that. It's not goes into that's all I didn't see. But I thought, anyway, to get the old count running now, I think, yes, I've got my obsessed old count. So if we have a look at that, I'll go the old way, use edit. Yeah, so you can see there it's saying hard disk 4 and ADFS. It's got nothing to do with anything, so that would never run. So on the got one here.
That's the fault of the person who installs it. That should be $boot.
Well, yes, there's ways and ways, yeah, depending how you put it in. So I mean, the other one I did with this is just change your rule to SDFS hard disk 0, which is of course all that is there. So, unless you've got this account. So yeah, some things, and it's sort of goes back a bit to some extent what David was saying about program. I think he had some things that are hardwired into ADFS. So obviously, if you're talking about it's never going to find it, is it? So, let's see what else we've got. This will find out whether it's seen Amilar on start, in which case it does. Yeah, that's what I wanted. So, if we look at the describe on that, this is the favourite one, obviously. All the older programs are looking at 26 bits addressing, and as you well know, lots of people have 32-bitted things. I've just deliberately chosen that to be all, because that's the original Ovation, as opposed to Ovation Pro, which obviously is updated. I think a similar thing will happen with Writer Plus. Something a bit different. There you go. So it shows that if you've not got the right bits, it's not going to run them. So it depends. Because if we have a look at Pipe Dream, that's being rewritten to run on the pipe. So depending on what you're trying to do, there might be programs already 26-bitted or to 32-bit and free to do what you want. And that's why I've got Pipe Dream in, because it is something you're aware of. So let's see if there's, I think that's just those two. So, let's see if there's anything in graphics. Yeah. Not quite what that one is, an illegal access. Let's have a look and see where it even starts. Hey! Yeah, don't ask me. Yeah, before you even get something. Oh, there we go. This is where the programmers will be leagues ahead of me. I'm just looking at simple things for simple people to see if there's something you can change, and I can't see anything there that would let you start off. So, have to be well, if you want to run that one, sounds like you probably would have to buy in. So similarly, this one? Hey, maybe. Let's see how we got the show here. Now this comes up with the folder. That one works. So that's obviously being 32-bitted. But I think if you're trying to get OHP or HP, you'd have to buy a new version of it. I think there's something past what Amilar will do for that one. So some things you just have to buy a bullet and you have to buy something. That's life, I think. As somebody said, well, if you've got a computer that's past your RISC PC and it only costs you £35, so you're really going to run an out payment of £20 for a program, I think that should be, not really. So what else have we got? I think all those are problems.
Is this the Pi 2 you're running with?
This is the original Pi, and in fact, I've not even got an up-to-date version of RISC OS. I think 5.2.2 is the newest.
I think
So I'm just a bit behind on 5.2.1. I think that came out around about showtime, 5.2.2. So some things will run slightly better, I'm sure, if you go that way. Anyway, let's stick in a memory stick. To make things memorable, I have a Wallace and Gromit on there, so you can tell which one's which. And because it's on the original Pi, I got my setup from Maplins, and I got a setup with it's 4-to-1 USB expander, so you can actually have a mouse, keyboard, and a memory stick, and something else. So let's see what it does up there. Come back to gamers in a sec. there you go. I'm sure some of them have run on different systems, because a number of, like Terry had when he was showing his client, a while ago, various versions, 519 or 521. So it looks like Text Effects works on 521. So the other argument is, if you get the most up-to-date build of RISC OS anyway, that's going to help you run things. So I'm one behind on this. I know I tried that one earlier in the week, just dealing with 519, which you got. That didn't work. Now I know some of these won't work on anything, so you can go too far. Remedy is a program that plays back samples. I don't think that's ever been updated. And it sort of shows that there's still been limitations, even if you try to use emulator. It sort of gets halfway and I think it wants a whole machine. Some other things. Now this is a basic program. As you can see, that works. So we can have a look and see what sort of screen loads or anything that used. Mode 13, so it's quite happy using Mode 13, which is one of the things, again I think 521 is better than 519. Try that at 519. But to prefer something to be, is it X640, Y480, colours 16, that sort of thing, rather than a Mode 13 on it. So as I say, the newer versions seem to run more things without emulator, but not shed loads of different things. So what else have we got? Try. And again, this is, I've got a tracker type thing there. The only program I've found that's been updated to do trackers is QTM. I don't know if you can remember that one. Cue the music. So I think I've got that somewhere else. And that's a written for Pi version. Yeah, I think Kino runs straight out of the box. Yeah, so that's running fine, without any or anything like that. So I mean, we've got quite a lot of programs that have been written to work on the Pi, so it's a matter of how far back you're going to do what. So games will nearly always be the downfall of everything. Anyone who's ever played games knows they invent screen modes like there's no tomorrow. So there's always going to be a limit on what you get up to. So let's try something like yeah, actually yes. And it's 32-bit, I'll have to look for that one. Let's have a look at Rails application, isn't it? Threat off. It doesn't actually run. So it loads. I don't think. Yeah, just goes in a little circle of yes, I'm set up loaded, but
Does Doom run?
Doom I couldn't get to run as is.
Oh, I see. It's just that they seem to look after that, didn't they?
Yeah. I mean, this is the other thing as well. We're saying like hints and tips.
Yeah.
You know, so somebody put a list of things they could never get to run, and do they need emulator? And someone else goes, yes, you change this line to that. That's the sort of thing we're looking for. It's sort of like you might have chanced upon it, or just have that little bit more of an insight to get something running rather than something else. So, log. Yeah. System sprite area. We'll give this one a go. This is a favourite one. If we have a look in settings, I think it's normally 360, something like that. And something in system sprites. Give that one. Was that log?
Actually, yeah.
And then it finds something else. So you can go so far, but that's a favourite one. And the other one, actually, I've sort of set it up something like, I've set this up at 800 by 600 and 256 colours. Something I've not brought with me, which was threatening to, unless it's on another memory stick. You can run, I think, all the versions under Emula of Impression. Now, I'm total cheapskate, I've got an Impression free from recovery disk in 1995. But if you don't change the colours to 256, it just looks like a black screen. Because it was designed, and 256 colours was the maximum that you had. So if you put it on anything else other than 256 greys, it just appears black. You don't like to write anything. And the fix for that is just choose 256 colours, then it knows where it is. And it goes, ah, that's my world. That's the pre-1992 world, something like that. So it's trying to remember when the computers came out that had the limits. So of course it was a RISC PC that broke the 256 colours barrier, effectively. Although there'll still be some programs hanging over for a year from that. So let's try Fred. Yeah. Sound is favourite one. Now I've not tried, well I have sort of tried, throwing away all the sound bits, but then it refers to something else, it refers to something else, it refers to something else. If you're not careful, you end up with no programs left. So, let's have a look at these. Let's try and look at it. Now this gives a bit of a game away. It's got a speed up control, which suggests it was ARM configurator set for an ARM 250. Oh, 610 or more, let's choose. So, we'll try that. And there we are, so it's because it's in an archive, I'd have to bring it out and stick it in a RAM, so let's stick it all in one then. So, let's see if it does absolutely anything or just... Sorry? Ah, that's true, choose the right one, yeah. There we are, so let's still comes up with something else. But you can tell if something's had a speed up thing. That was written in A3000 type days. But I say that's another thing a lot of them had. I think when the RISC PC came out, there was a star command to cache off. Something like that, because it was going far too fast. So if we look, we'll have one of these that runs far too fast. And I don't know where to slow them down with this, but also try and things like that. Let's try something else. I think that one may have been written for the A9 home, and it needs Linux to start it. But this is the thing with some of these, unless you have a look, that looks like it's got enough bits. With one that runs, yeah, I think SDL is Linux running bits, so I've not installed that on this one, that's why that's working. So there's old and there's old, and there's just different some of these. No, I think Freebrater, I think it's called. Yeah, that's a fair lot of rubbish, isn't it? No, that works on the A9 home. Let's try that out. So, is there anything that might tell us anything on that? Anyway, so you can see there's lots of ways things can fail. So there's 26, 32 bits. There's a number of colours. It's all about the memory settings. I think generally they reset themselves. yeah, screen memory's gone back to nothing. And the other one is system fried. So screen memory went down, system's fried stayed. So I'll try loading that Emula thing and see what happens there. Right. So I don't know if you've seen, it's just come up with this icon down here. So let's see what it's managed to do. And the answer is no, it won't sort everything out. So that's the you give up completely, so Emula won't sort out everything. I knew that before I started, but I think for more non-games professional programs, it does do a lot of good. So has anyone been trying to get anything to run on the Pi without using Emula, playing around with bits like this themselves? No?
So I went through quite a lot of things, we just basically basic.
Yes. That's right, well that's what I was saying about like file paths or screen modes and things like that. Yeah. But I mean it's interesting, like David Buck was saying that RISC is mainly basic, which I find a bit mind-boggling. But I know there's a MIDI sequencer program that players used to sell, and that's mainly basic. So I go, wow, it's a bit...
You can run open vector without any problem.
Sorry?
Open vector works okay.
Oh, does it? Right,
Yeah.
let's have a look, because I think I've
The
got
other thing,
that.
I don't know if you can run that version there, you can actually change the processor character. So go into boot,
Into
into configure. No,
oh, right, just in there, yeah. Right.
no, run it. No, just open it.
Oh, sorry, just, okay.
Yeah, and over there is, you can get where you've got a choice of where your processor can accept.
All right.
Well, it's ARM 5 compatible, ARM 7 compatible, that
Is
sort of thing.
that on system then?
I'm not allowed to go from there.
That's just
So is it
system.
up for you?
Where is it? Yeah. Right, I didn't know that one.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So I run from an SD card and then run it from an external USB drive.
Right.
So I've got a boot on the external drive.
Right.
And that comes up with that.
Yeah.
And I found
Because I think I've got Open Vector on here, so we'll see whether that can be emularized.
it doesn't need to be.
It doesn't need to be. Yeah. Well, let's see. There's your hints and tips section. Please send that one in. It might only be a couple of lines.
Yes.
And if it's a couple of lines, it gets the program running. You know, so.
I didn't change anything at all.
Yeah. Well, this is the sort of thing, and people will know different things and think everyone else knows them, and yet it's something you just picked up somewhere and it's sat in your mind forever. So yeah, send that in for that one. I think I've got it on here, so we'll see whether it will run on the radio.
Yeah.
I've not just changed it yet. So let's have a look. Now I've got some other things on here. Done those two. Graphics, the vector. Yeah, that's what it comes up with straight from that. So yeah, well, we'll have a look and see. But I've not put in my boot sequence, so I can choose to some extent where I've got it. The utility. That's the demo. So I should always have some notes. Utilities sounds too easy, doesn't it? That's it. Just in case you're wondering how Emula Pro ties into things, I thought it tied into the SD card that we were using, but it actually ties into the MAC address of the processor. So it only worked with whatever, if you had a number of pies, it only worked with that particular pie. Something worth remembering if you're thinking of swapping it around all over the place. So let's have a look. So it will work that way, but you don't have to buy it to do it, but you do have to do something else to get it to do it. So that was one I knew didn't work for me. Text effects did work for me, so I just realised it. I think prime time absolutely fine. Let's get some pictures. I think that's been written for 32-bit, hasn't it? It's most recent. Let's have a look. Oh, it says Feb 2012, so it might be running on me. And that's the catch, to some extent. You don't know if it's picking stuff up or it's just been 32-bitted for a long time.
What happens if you drop the 32-bit program onto Emula?
Sorry?
What happens if you drop the 32-bit program onto?
That's interesting. No, we know what that is. That's a catch. You know what I've got. That is. It's a video for that. For the actual program. Let's see what it says. Good settings. Should just run it. Just take off for a moment. A lot slower is the answer. That's what we're going to be the worst case when we're trying to run a video through an emulator. But that's what it's doing, isn't it? If we're really unlucky, we'll come out again. Yeah. So don't do that. The phrase there. Always worth finding out. Let's see. I'm going to have to go for the hard reset. Yep. So I know somebody's working currently on Impression X, I think, which is available from the Pi store. But I'm not quite sure how much of a version that is. Has anyone been following that one? No.
They're calling it the 32-bit version, so apparently it still needs Emula tools.
Oh, does it? Right. Right. Well, yeah. Some code has been changed, some hasn't. I think it's the thread of that one. But that's still, I think, £40, is it? Something like that on the store. Yeah. Depends what you want to do, because I was thinking about this a lateral way. If you really want to do something, you can do a screen grab of whatever desktop publishing or something like that as a sprite, then put it in print PDF and then make a PDF of it. I don't know, I'm just trying to think. The lateral way around of I've got a desktop publisher that won't print because it doesn't know what's going on because it's that old. I wonder if anyone's bringing that round the houses to try and get something to work. I'd suggest there's probably something easier than that. Let's see what actually works. We'll try this one. We'll need to start playing all over. Some of the threads. Let's see if it goes, because I know sound can cause a lot of problems. Yeah, I forget. It's looking good.
Captain, they're losing power on the warp engines.
It's interesting because I've not tried that one till this evening, so that's useful for me to know because I like playing around with sound samples. So that's pretty good. Because there is another sample editor, but I think this is quite a good one. I don't know if you've used this. Find out what year it was now. 1995.
Quite recent.
Quite recent, yeah. Well, that's sort of the good thing and the bad thing about RISC OS. The programs just keep working, don't they? I mean, even more so with something like that. I mean, previously I've tried that on the A9 at home. Just fell over in a heap, so now I'm not playing. So that's why I've kept a RISC PC. So now, who knows, might use a little pie in my strange box. I think if not anyone's not seen this before, it is a takeaway pie. It's just a takeaway box from a curry house that we got it in. But why pay more than nothing? So, pair of scissors, and off you go. So that's fairly useful, that, to know that we'll do something like that. So, that's something else, isn't it? It's sound in that respect. Well, let's stick another memory stick and see if there's something different on this. It's good, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Well, if anyone's been used to, well, the non-Castle USB, which is 1.1, which would be on, well, any board you got for a RISC PC, or in fact the A9 at home. Yeah, having to sort of make your own thing, not just to read the memory stick and then it only reads 2 gig and then. So yes, it's a lot better, the USB than this. Well, let's try that. This may be horrible. Be prepared for this. Ah, there we go. Oh, what a lovely screen mode that one is. Yeah, there we go. So, I think that's mode 15. We've gone horribly wrong. So, here we go. Nope. Doesn't want to know. Just in case you're wondering what slob means, I think it's, isn't it? I think they're situations and locations and objects. It was a quiz to help you find out about Europe. But for those of us like me who are very British centric and don't even know Britain well, you know, it says, where's the Danube? Choice of 7 countries, you know, that sort of thing. So we'll see what that's got inside.
It's quite like the Americans, where it's pushing it to know where Canada is.
Well, I still like something somebody said somewhere, and I'll believe it because it's so possible. Someone said, if you're from Europe, just speak European. I think that's a worrying possibility of the American education system. I know, we'll see. Right, so that was slob, wasn't it?
I don't need to do English lessons. I'm never going to visit England.
No, that's right. You've got it there.
You can strip a machine gun down, put it back together, then in 30 seconds, but they can't spell colour.
That's the sort of thing, yeah. Or say aluminium, or spell it.
Oh, yeah, of course.
That's another thing for later.
Aluminum.
No, where did we find that? Is it in... games. We have to know where we're going to find out. Yes. Can't anyone remember where I found that? That's really good into this.
It's somewhere sensible.
For
You
slob.
won't lose it again.
It was a zip slob, wasn't it?
Go into Dollar.
Oh, we're being clever now. I'll do some part around and find out. So, what do work? What do sound? What the utilities? What will not be the right place? It's definitely that one. It's not PS. It should be okay. Actually, that's... It should be in there. It should be there. I give up. I've lost myself in my own files.
Select all, find.
Oh, hey, there you see. Do you want to show me that one? I never use that one. There we go. Hints and tips, live. I know it's something they've put in recently, isn't it?
Yeah, 1987.
There you Slob, it was. Ah, sorry. Yeah. No, it's done here. This keyboard goes to numlock when you reset it. I've typed some wonderful letters before remembering that. Oh, I love that one. It's not oneness because I think there's only one thing in that. So probably all. Ooh, oh. It cluster changed up the Swanee. This is a few years old. Memory sticks on the way out. It's only a 2 gig one. It's a safe compatibility with the Android. It's part of the catch.
I have to stop using them for copying the chair.
Yeah. Doesn't like it, does it? No, it's got some crap in there. Oh well, there we go.
It's in there somewhere.
It's on the other one. On 0, is it? I'm looking with that, and you're absolutely correct. Oh, well. See, it was far too easy, wasn't it? Down there. Right, now, we need to run that with anyway. Or have a look inside it first and see what's in it, see if it's got any really weird things. Looking outlandish, isn't it? I think it runs in mode 12 or something. And these are things I don't do on a regular basis. I have to guess where we are. Our friend here does. I think he does.
Where is
Amy, look, that's the
the SD?
SD card, yeah. And the utilities. NZ. My download. So, let's see if we cope with this then. Yes, please. And it still doesn't like it, eh? I see, so some things cannot be undone.
Where's your rate?
It's all somewhere else. I don't like big keyboards. You're a programmer, you like big keyboards. My knees are small.
Yes.
It's crash, crash, crash.
It's killed the hookshot, so
It's killed everything. This is what games and things do for you, isn't it?
where's the reset button?
It's down here. Which is why I bought that. Yeah. So some things are unrecoverable.
I found that memory stick.
And I'll need a new memory stick. At least we found that much out. I'll see if we can find the newer version, which is called Slow Europe. Was it Slow Britain? That was it. The original one was Britain. So let's see if it behaves. But there's a catch when you're trying out these things. Things will still crash your machine. And it's nearly always games, because they tend to do lots of things. Nice. Let's see if we've got Slow Europe. Children's. Is it process? No, that's not jumping out. See into somebody's mind, don't you, when you look through the finding system? We're worried about my mind, obviously.
We've been for some time.
Sorry?
We have been for some time.
Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah.
Is there a repository of applications that do look from those directly found?
To some extent, yeah, if you look on the rules site, they have quite a number of them. Obviously, there's all the ones that within the Plink store. But no, there isn't a definitive one. And there isn't one, I don't think, of all the ones that run under Angular ones, other ones. So, I mean, that's something I've been looking at compiling. I mean, obviously, I've got this, say, just this week, so I'm running through things as I go. But that's something that can end up putting into the club as a repository. So that'd be useful for everyone anyway. So I mean, like, I think you're saying you don't need Angular to run this, you just need to change a line. All that sort of stuff, hints and tips. Come back again. Just a few lines, that's all we need. Just send it into any of us on the committee, we'll send it into the magazine. No problem at all. So, like you're saying about quantum, apparently all these quantum programs have been 32-bitted, so lines, I think it's a different way of showing all your tree information, I think it was, rather than the RISC OS structure. Keystroke for getting all characters, things like that. Impressive, which I think is an impression. Button bar, stuff like that. So as far as I'm aware, all those are high, ready. And certain people have done that. They've just said, you know, I'm not in the RISC OS market for any money. I've changed these over. Off you go. But the catch is, as you say, where do you go and find them? And you have to know quantum version, whether you did something that you had a program that you liked, and they've actually still available. So whether you searched on quantum on the internet and found them that way, it won't always happen, because they sometimes go now on different trading. And that's part of the catch with some of these, they are a bit tricky to find. So again, if anyone's found something out, I always used to use this, and it's absolutely spot on. It doesn't need Angular, it doesn't need this line changing. But again, that's the sort of thing we'd like to know about. So, Amplayer, I know, works, that's the media player for CDs, MP3s, on board this. That's all been 32-bitted, along with digital CD, which will do internet radio stations, things like that. Let's see what else. So as far as I'm aware, apart from any specialist things, if anyone was interested in MIDI, I don't think there are any programs that run, because they're looking for a MIDI interface generally, even if the rest of the program ran. Although having said that, I've seen a strange thing. I think Ian, who's been to the club for a couple of weeks, has built a thing, which I've seen on the internet, and basically build a little MIDI interface, connect it to your Pi, load a program, I think it's on Python, put samples in, and then you've got a MIDI sample player, which is a Pi, which is a lot cheaper than an emulator, which used to cost £10,000 or any sample playback thing ever, really. It's just a little box and it does its own thing. So that's an interesting thing that way around. I think that's one of my favourite names for things, Stuff. I have another one called Tat somewhere usually. Really can't work out where to put it.
Unsorted 1 to 15.
Unsorted 1 to 15. That's just been logical, that is. It's like the filing cabinets, isn't it? There's two ones. It's L for lost and F for filed.
I lost my found folder.
Oh, lost and found folder, yes.
One of my files. Yeah.
I think that's something to do with Windows filing systems, isn't it? I think, was it David Buck was saying last month that his wife's not the greatest for filing things and does things on Windows by just filling up the desktop with stuff. Whereas the way I equate it with my girlfriend is she keeps losing stuff down the back of the settee because it's just in documents with no folders anyway. There you go, that's...
People are just... They don't deserve sub-directories. Give them DOS 1.0.
Well, I think it's interesting that a lot of people that are tidy at home give them a computer and have the worst filing system ever. Mine I don't think is too bad, whereas my house is quite messy. So I don't know if there's some sort of like parallel universe that people slip into to filing, but it seems to be usually the opposite of whatever you get up to at home. Yeah, well, that's not unheard of. Yeah. We'll try some more games. Let's have a look. Let's try this one. Ooh. I've even found the Zip-a-Doo-Dah bit. Let's have a look. I've had a look at this. Yeah, I've got that somewhere. Let's find the right one. JASP, isn't it? I don't know if people have heard of this one. There's a set of people are looking at reviving old games without using Emulator. Now, I don't know whether they're doing this under 310 emulator or is it snaps of actual programs. I've not managed to get to work whichever version it is. I've not sat down long enough and had a look at that. But I know they're looking at trying to get a back catalogue of that. Just trying to think. Yes, yeah. No, that's on Pi or the whole range. It's on the Pi, yeah. So I'm looking for a zippy thing. Oh, there you go. So, the zippy's not 32-bit. You can't win, can you? Obviously, just pop that from across without checking. That should work with something else, shouldn't it? Should work with something else. I'm losing myself in the file system now. Fruit. See what happens with this one. Are you ready? Yay! Now, can anyone play a fruit machine? I am so rich, it's not true.
There's no handle.
That's not bad, it's actually running at a sensible speed as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can't play fruit machine if you top it, but look at that one. That is, I know some of these have acorns and stuff, you can hold them and things like that. We'll see if we can jump out a bit. Let's have a look and see when that one is done. Well, it says it's mode 13, so it's not be doing that, right? Look, it's got a name and address anywhere on it. I know that one's as old as the hills. I think that's...
file info.
Sounds far too easy.
Do
it on the thing itself, yeah?
Overrun image.
Overrun image. Sorry,
overrun image.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
1995, there we go. So if you do write something right, it still works, doesn't it?
I should have got some of my software.
Yeah.
If you've got an internet connection, you can download it and test it.
Oh, well, there you see. That's why it's always worth bringing a memory stick, because you never know.
I've got a memory stick, but I'm trying to think in my head whether it's got a backup with my system on it, or whether it's the one I use for carrying odd files about.
Will it blow up if you plug it in? I don't think so.
Suspicion all it's got on is a text file that says something else.
Please return to, yeah. I was recommended by me, so this too. Something. Not a lot.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah.
So, no?
No.
Oh, well. Always worth a try. Yes. Right. Yes, this, you were saying about the JAS. This comes up with a different filing system. Theoretically snaps, but these come out as PNGs. And all that appears to be to me. This comes out as a picture of the cover. Sorry?
I think didn't get full show here.
Might do.
It's in window underneath that window, that's underneath that window.
Might be all bizarre, yeah. Yeah, so it's just a snap of the game in progress. But this is a filing system, an image file system that's looking at. Yeah, that one is, yeah. But different floppies. But that's a way they're looking at doing. I think they did snaps for spectrum emulation and basically took a snapshot of the game. And I think that's what they're looking at doing with this particular one. Could be wrong. But if you're interested, that's something else to look at. Snapdollars. ADFFF. So the other one will probably just be a load of image objects. So there's Swift. We haven't played that one for donkeys yet, have we? But I think what's interesting, it says. I don't know whether he just dropped on something like that. I'd like to think so, but I'm quite naive sometimes. It doesn't give a sausage. So, but that's one of the discs that could run the Swiv if you read all the documentation about that. And it's lockety uppity. There we go. And so, and you'll be pressing that reset button a lot of times this evening. So has anyone written their own programs then that would like to run on the Pi, or I mean, I've tried them yet? The dim, dark, distant past.
Access to Pi to check my programs.
Right.
I've got them through 32-bit feed and they come out of feed.
Yeah.
But that's just a programmatic check. It doesn't prove that it will run okay.
Well, then the thing is, just send them to yourself or anybody on the committee. I think we've all got a Pi on the committee, haven't we, pretty much? I mean, just so if you want to check them, just say, try this out, tell us what happens. We don't mind. So I've got Amulet, so if for any reason it does need that, I might tell you, when it failed, what it's failing on, and what Amulet is doing to catch it up again. So yeah.
I wasn't stuck for an hour on the M61 this evening. I would have got home.
Yeah.
Leave that stick and then come back again.
Yeah, there we are. That's life, isn't it? Yeah. Nobody's air conditioning was working today. Right, what might I do? I might go back and actually stick a different older card in and see whether any of these things run, because we definitely don't have an Angular on it. Because this is, I think we're saying 521, which is not too far off in relative terms. 522 is the newest, but I think we've got 519. So it really says, to be honest, update the operating system, to get maximum use out of it. So do you think it's worth me having a look at an older version of 519? See what happens? Or have we gone through everything in?
Try and see if it's got that processor configuration I mentioned earlier. That might be on that.
Oh right, yeah, have a look at that, yeah.
Mini boot.
Yeah.
Have you dismounted it yet?
Nah, I switch them off. Well, no one told me how to dismount your disc on, it was an A421. I ran that for about 10 years to switch it off.
You'll get file system structure errors like
Nothing at all. Seriously.
Yeah.
PCs, yeah, would have died within a time.
Well, that's the thing with this stuff. When the machine's idle, it is idle.
It is actually idle, yeah, as opposed to churning away, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so what I bought myself, I've just got a mains 4-way with a couple of individual switches, because I've got 2 power supplies in this. And that seems to do resets quite alright. Does it behave itself? Ooh, maybe not. Oh, there we are. It is getting there. The disk drive is empty. It's my favourite hobby. You don't quite put it in straight. Now, we now plan to drive in a real case, as opposed to ones where they don't take away content. I'm just thinking about it. Everyone wants any water. Seriously, you start this off. All the ice cubes have melted up. It's not really hot. Yeah, there we go. That's interesting. It's got a different icon at the end there. For shares, yeah. So let's see, I think this is 519. Yeah. So going back in time there. So let's see what's on this thing.
So double click on your boots there.
Alright, yeah.
CPU.
Right, is it?
Rather than the ROM.
Right, that's news, yeah. I think the utilities, I've got some things in there myself. Are you running, Terry, or?
Yep.
Are we already?
I'm in business
I have to
again.
think something to say now. Right. So, let's have a look at some stuff. It's supposed to be boot zips. Now, these are some of the programs sent about games that do. Instead, let's try them out. I tend to run them from RAM. Now, of course, screen mode will do this to it. Now, I don't know whether Amy will actually uncrunch it's letterbox mode, isn't it? Has to start. Yeah, so we all know how to play this badly. Or not. Has to start.
No.
Oh, how many players that is it? Just the one. Yeah. Why not? Oh, it's not got weirdo keys, has it? Oh, no.
Yeah.
Nice to go. That definitely works, yeah. It's noisy, isn't it? Now, which one was up?
A to go.
A to go. Let's get right in the middle. He's absolutely correct. Oh, still that way. No, come on, are you going to go? Are you not going to go?
To go down.
What is this before you know?
Good grief.
Sign of misspending.
Wow, have to go back a bit.
Oh my God.
Press like that, or whatever it is, at the same time.
And this is why I changed the keys on this game. Anyway, all working nicely. I'll have to do a big break. There isn't a quick option, is there? Other than doing it that way. Yeah.
Try escape.
Escape doesn't work.
Function 12.
Function. No, try function F12.
Control tab. Yeah.
Control F12. No. Shift break. Shift break, I know they always do. It's boring, but usually gets you there.
Chucky egg.
I can never get past about screen 4, I think. I don't know where anyone else has got to on Chucky Egg. Then I'm a top Chucky Egg player.
I get bored 10 minutes before I start running it.
Then again, you see, you'll play a game, I get bored thinking about running. It's different minds for different things. I like fluffy things. Randomness and death, I think, are my main things.
That's all there.
Not necessarily. So like Pac-Man and things like that, I'm quite happy playing it. Space Invaders, I still can't play it, but can happily still not play it well and stuff like that.
You'd probably like a game that I saw in 1989 and I've never managed to track down the game since and never managed to remember what it was called, but it involved turtle, or a tortoise, or a turpin, I can't remember what.
Right.
Running around in underground caves, gathering up its eggs and moving around and protecting them, and stopping the predators from eating them. Until
Now you see, that's almost an article in itself, that one.
Every now and then I post on this gaming forum and say,
Yeah.
this is a game I would play.
Yeah.
Can anyone else
No, seriously, stick it in the magazine. More detail you can give. Remember-ish the year, if it was like a Mode 8 game or something or whatever, you know.
It's on the Commodore 64 in summer 1988.
Depends what you were drinking at the time.
That may come into it, yeah. I always worry about programs that say they've got mushrooms and things like that. I think there's one called Magic Mushroom.
Just random words.
Yeah, if it's Commodore 64, I won't be able to have it now. So, oh no, we're saying about the rule list. Oh no, Doom is on the rule list. But I think the A9 ones should work as well. Now, those are the ones that we use in the SDL. I think we said about Unix. I think Elevator, Fred, FreeDroid, Hexhop, Penguin, etc. They'll need that Unix home thing to be able to work properly. So that's that one. Okay, fine. Let's see, this one's so old. Oh no, that's interesting. It's playing the sound of trees. But it's filled horribly.
Font selected, yeah.
I don't think I'll something. I'll turn this down a bit. I'm going deaf here, isn't it? Oh yeah, it was on 98 out of 100 for volume. Let's turn that down a bit. Right. Well, let's try Daredevil, because this is the most childish game you've ever seen. Oh, it's doing exactly the same. Interesting. Yeah, right. So, we haven't got Amy yet. Oh, we'll try Slow Europe, because this is one I was telling you about. Now, this might just work straight off if we look. Oh, it's... I don't know if you've seen this one before. If you can get in the top 10 with a score of more than about 3, you're very quick on the keyboard and lots of other things. You really need to change the res on this one. Let's change it to... Let's actually see more of Europe now. It's got a timer there, which I think is a 2-minute timer. You count down from it. You can choose your categories. I just choose all. Confuse myself a bit. Right. So, have you anyone seen this one before? Yes.
Not the Union.
They did back then. If you really want to show how bad you are in Europe, this is the ideal program.
Say that, yeah.
You think you know the answer, I'm just going to click towards randomly. Ah, let's have a look.
Select all.
Yeah, go on. And off we go, the rivers. Ah, no. The useless book right away. Anyone know the river down there? I'm going to go for the Kizil Black. And it was a dog.
Was that coastal?
Season Coastal. This guy.
The weather forecast.
Right. Then there is.
Probably Sheffield.
Sheffield. Or Porto.
Nope.
Milan. Yeah. This goes to show.
That's sort of Vienna-ish.
Well, we've got so many different ones, I'm going to go for the Porto, I think. Nope. Ross. Peaks. Vesuvius.
Vesuvius.
Yeah, well, hey, we scored one, but we scored about -48 by being so slow. Budapest.
That's Hungary, that's Budapest. That's the...
Parents. Yeah, that's it. Got that one. I played this one. Carpathians.
That's Austria.
Oh, press the right one. Right.
Monaco, isn't it?
That's the...
Monticello. Nope. Golf de Leon.
Oh.
Down there. Yeah. Any answers on that one?
I don't think that's the Balkans.
No, it's Cantabrians.
Yeah.
It was the Balkans.
Ooh.
That's definitely not Innsbruck, I can tell you that much.
I think that's...
Kharkov. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes you look at the name and it goes, yeah, that's Russian-ish.
Yeah.
I'll try that one. Season coastal features down there.
That's the Bosphorus.
It is, yeah.
Ooh.
Now, we have this one already. Cities.
No, it's not Trivia. It must be Trivia.
Yeah. Do you reckon? You're absolutely right. Islands. Hey, anything with a thing in. Wrong one out of those two.
No.
Mallorca. Then there is.
Is that the...
Is that one?
No.
Wait, well, the more time you spend, you see now it scored 2. I told you, haven't you?
Yes, yeah.
So that one is available if people want to stick it on a memory stick and go home with it. I think I managed 5 on a really good day.
Well, we've got 9.
Got 9 correct answers, but because you were so slow and got so many problems, we got 2.
I see one from the other.
Yeah, so is it worth waiting because the countdown timer goes down because you can't answer as many? Or is it worth just going all quick and do sort of scattergun approach? I think it's quite a good little programme, that. I think that's pretty much in basic. Let's have a look. Slow Europe. Looks like it. Let's we put on something. Hey! What's this one? Yeah, it's big.
Good.
I'll not into a statement. Surprise, surprise. There we go. Just wondering if we can find a load thing.
Well, it was running in a window.
This is true. Far too easy. Yeah, that's the easy way to do it.
Could you get it to point to the right answer?
But no, that's advanced programming. That's something we've not come up against. I mean, generally in our club.
This one.
There we go. I quite like that one.
Yeah, quite.
Now, I think these are all. Oh, Big Bang. If that works, this makes you feel like you have been having mushrooms. I don't know if you've ever seen this one. It's mental, as they say. I shall choose to be Jellyhead. That was a good option, obviously. So, it's every turn. Have I gone? Yes. And I'll be a surfer, why not? I think they were definitely on something when they did this.
It's a Sonic Hedgehog rip-off.
It is, yeah. Except you keep losing your head for whatever reason. Now, I think you got this right. Yeah. Go up to there, but I don't seem to get past that one. So, might be alright. I think that's death or something close. Once you get past that one. Oh, we're on tonight.
Was he hallucinating when he
Yeah,
wrote
exactly. You don't need magic mushrooms, you just play that game straight, I think.
that? Yeah.
We did a number of different ones. There's another one I've got some. It's like a rotating 3D spherical puzzle. And I think that used to run on an A5000, so they were definitely clever. So that's one there. I think this might just work straight out the box, we'll see. Very last. Whoa, that was loud. And the similar sort of thing again. I can die quite convincingly in some of these games. So a special thing I have. Don't get past where
That's a Vector rip-off.
Well, there's only so many games. That's not the way to do that either.
You need to jump into that alcove in the ceiling.
Ah, now he tells us.
Jump into that alcove.
See, quick on the reaction.
Go right.
I've just got to die horribly many times. So anyway, that's a game that runs straight off. So I think what I might do is have a look at how many games run direct without Emula, any things that need screen modes and stuff like that. Put that in the magazine. But say if you've got things that you want to see runs with any twiddly bits. Most basics should run. It's only if you do some wacko screen mode somewhere along the way. Yeah. So, no, what's that? That was Big Bang, wasn't it? And I think this is one that is being developed for Pi and stuff. So I think this will work straight off, and as usual. Oh, yeah. Yay! We're then pressing Q quite quickly. Just depends how rubbish I am. Answer is fairly. No, I am. But it does on the spaceship. Ah, oh, it will kill you. Wasn't worth going for spaceship. I have killed myself.
You need to stand still.
Look for the ends, Peter.
I've been told that many times. It's the end. It's always the end. Only rat bags. Now it's a bit bottom, isn't it? Yeah. Have you got a spaceship? Can we make it right? Am I dirty? Probably. Is that normal? Yes, fairly. Oh, rat bags. I am.
Just the one.
It's a strange model of physics they use where you can't fire with a bullet until the previous one has actually gone over that.
Yeah, it's a good one, that. It's a limitation, but I looked at this one. I can now play these games and not go broke. When they first came out, some people were really good at it. I just lose £10 going, you're dead again. So for me, this is sort of payback. And this one is very nice. I think it lets you quit out. And there we go. Space 2. No. Let's go. So there's quite a lot of nice games. This, I don't know if this one will work. It should. No. That's one you can get off Link Store, which is Doom-alike sort of thing. Rise of the Triads. I've seen that one. It's quite a good game. Quite really working on this version. works. I think this will convincingly crash. You haven't got any more on it.
Yeah.
That's quite a nice game, though. I think this will also fun. Yeah, I guarantee it. Yep. So I said there is a new tracker module. Well, what I did try on some of these was just replacing the tracker module. Then you find something else further down the line as well. So I'll wrap these.
Again, tracking model fixed by that JS.
Yeah. Because the new QTM uses a QTM tracking module. And I did try that on some of these, and then it just gets a little bit further. Terramex. Ooh. Oh no, this is one with all the snaps we were talking about earlier. Zoom. It's got snaps as well. Whoops. I think again they're just picture ones. But I'll use that GASS, whatever it was. DSS, whatever filing system was. So there are lots of games out there. So we have again, I think this is using the SDL libraries. Yeah, it is. And again, I shall be rubbish at not being able to play this. Guarantee. Yep, wrong side. Start. But if you haven't played that one, you have to join all the pipes in the right direction and let the ooze flow out. So I think the thing to do is, I'll see if we can make up a list of things that run on Pies straight off, and things that need emulate. And also the utilities. They're being 32-bitted and ones that again need emulate. But do send all the stuff in to anybody really, or to the editors to fry it, and then we can make a big compilation of it. Because I've just been looking at these pretty much by myself. And you can only spend so many hours looking through stuff. So I think that's about it. If anyone's done any more with A310 emulator, I sort of got it running once, and similarly these JASPs and that ADFFS, that'll be useful to find out about those, and those will run more things different ways. But otherwise, I'm just going to make a big list up, put it into the magazine. I don't think we can put them on how much space we've got to put a website. Chris, any ideas? Not much. What we might do then, if you just put them on a memory stick, in a zip format, put them on the club machine, then that's possibly the best way, and just put them in. Doesn't need emulator, doesn't need emulator. Then everyone could get them off that way, couldn't they? That might be the easiest way. That sound reasonable? Yeah. Okay, well I think we'll leave it at that. You can all build them early and not too frazzled. Yay! Thank you.
Yeah.
ROC, helping you with Acorn and RISC OS computing.